Hi guys, this is my first sketchbook go through because I don't tend to keep sketchbooks. I tend to do loose papers, and this time I thought I have this I think it's rock book that was free in a scroller box, and it was just laying around. I thought, you know what, let's just commit. So I didn't do October. I know it says October 2022 there. I didn't do Inktober this year, but I wanted to try and do some sketching just to practice certain things and stuff. So some things turned out right, some things didn't. And I finished it in November. So it wasn't such a big book because I think a couple of papers were taken out when I was just messing around testing the paper and all. So it's not the full sketchbook, but it's 160 GSM by Claire Fontaine. I'm not a fan of Claire Fontaine paper, but I wanted to use it instead of wasting the paper, right? So we're going in straight. I'm just going to open the first page up. So the first page here, I was just basically focusing on using my Cooler Rays pencils and just having facial features and seeing how the placement goes and everything. So yeah, I don't think I liked the second picture here, but it was a good starting point. Next page, I'm just going to turn over. That was another picture we were working on. I tried to do the same kind of face, but then on reverse, and as you can see, it wasn't anatomically, it wasn't right. Let's just say that. And then we went over here. I was messing around with angles, with the face positioning, trying to get this nose right. That's very difficult on the side view sometimes. And then we're just messing around with some little picture here. And then the next one, we did some, I was looking at reference pictures, I believe, when I was drawing these. So yeah, I was just looking at pictures and trying to make them in a cartoon version. Some kind of, the proportions just didn't look right to me. I like this one a bit. This one, I think I made her mouth quite big, but it's okay. Not everyone's mouth is the same size, so it's always good to play around with sizes and different features and stuff and hairstyles. And this one, I remember the forehead was just huge and I had to lower it because if you could, I don't know if you can pick it up, there was a line there I kind of drew and I didn't like how high the hairline was, so I came back to it later on. I drew this already, and then I came back a bit when a couple of days back I was flipping through the book and I was thinking, no, I don't like it. And then we just fixed it a little, but this one nice. I like this kind of angle, so it's not fully side-on view and it's not fully head-on, so it's a bit of a slant to it. The only issue I have is these side curves that I'm trying to work on. I'm going to still work on those because I've been trying to teach myself to do differently. And then this one, I was just doing some pose, I think. I don't know if I was using a reference picture for that, but yeah, I just didn't like how the dress was turned. I didn't put that much detail into it. I like the hair, the way it was waving. Trying to work on the hands as well. And then that brought me to doing hands, which once I had a look at like reference pictures and stuff, that actually helped a bit. But yeah, that one is a work in progress. Sometimes I have my off days and my okay days. So this is like basically just have a little I'll quickly just sketch it here actually. So what you start off with is like a circle for the wrist about here, and then you kind of make like a whatever shape that you want your hand to be in. You draw like a little box shape like that. This like little cylinder is where your wrist goes or arm goes down, and then you put little circles for the knuckles, and this for the thumb, and then you just kind of pull it forward and put another circle, thinking about how long the finger is and whatnot, and then you add like a little tip at the end accordingly to that, and then the thumb is just basically bent back out like that, and then you just kind of make that into one. So you see that's like the simple shapes that you have to do, just like simple shapes. Yeah, I just had to do some stuff in here right now, didn't I? This was meant to be a tour of my, yes, I'm just using Cooler Rays pencil because I have a box of them. I've done a review of those as well, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's in one of my past videos. Just go down my video list and you'll find it. So I thought I'll use the Cooler Rays pencils on this. I'm using back to back because I didn't want to waste the paper. As I'm not using anything else on top of it, I just thought, yeah, might as well just use pencil then, back to back. Now this is where I was trying to mess around with poses and a bit of feet. Feet a bit of an issue for me. Technically, I would suggest looking at your own body features, but the problem is I have a slight, like a bump on my big toe. So it's not like a full-on bunion, but it's kind of like that. And my toes, when I look at my toes on my feet, it looks different. When I draw my drawings, I tend to put that little bump in because I don't know if you can tell on this one here. I did this like a long view, this one, because it just feels normal to me because I've grown up with that bump on my toe, right? So it's not on both my toes. One of my toes is more prominent than the other one. Yeah, we'll stop talking about my toes, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why my drawings were kind of like that. Here I was trying to do some features, but then I kind of elongated the face to see how it would play out. I just feel like it looked a bit too stretched, if you see that. But I love the way the eyes turned out. I was messing around with the hair, but it just wasn't right for me. So this one was like, she looks a bit nervous, but I think her mouth is a bit way off center, if you can tell. If you draw like a center line, I think the nose went a bit squiff this way, and then the mouth went this way. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. But this was just a sketchbook. It's not like I'm doing a perfect final piece. I could refer back to these pictures and then make a final piece by altering those defects, or maybe want to keep those defects, you know. No one's perfect, so I get that. Now here I did pull out some paper. I just wanted to see if I used alcohol markers or brush pens, if it would go through the paper, and I just want to show you it did go through the paper. So that's why I decided not to use alcohol markers throughout this sketchbook, because it's just not made for this. But then there are some sketchbooks that have thicker paper and they still go through, so it just depends. If I was using another sketchbook where I'm not using the back, I probably would use, I would use the alcohol, because I wouldn't mind if it went through on the back side. All right, and then on the other side, I was trying to use my gouache paint. This was like me trying to do like a moon with some stars. I like some of the color aspects of it, but I feel like the clouds just let me down a little. I'm just gonna have to work on those, but I like how it turned out. But it's just the paper obviously peeled off when I was pulling off the washi tape. So yeah, it was all right. I went over with some white gel pen as well in there, so that was good. But that didn't go through, just to show you, it didn't go through, but it did warp the paper. So yeah, I could use gouache in here, but I just didn't want to. And then we did like this ivy, I used a reference picture for this ivy pose, and then I quite like poison ivy in here. Something I'll probably draw again and put a bit more leaf and ivy vines around here possibly. Yeah, quite like that. And then we go into the next one. I was trying to work on facial features a bit, and then as you can see at the bottom, I just did some random stuff. Yeah, so I wasn't trying to stick to like the realistic approach. I was trying to put some cartoon aspects in as well. We did like a nice chunky bumblebee here, and I don't know, this was like just like a cartoon character, just like a little pet on a person. So I just wanted to draw it, and it looks so cute. So yeah, we did this. So I was trying to change the angles, trying to put different expressions on the face here, just to see how it would look. And then we moved on to like hair. So I did a bit of hair here, but the side view of the face here just I didn't like it. But I didn't do any facial features of this. I just wanted to mess around with the hair initially and get some thing drawn down. So these will like be like guys' hairs. You could probably make hairstyles, or you could make this like a female hairstyle and just add some, I don't know, little ponytails or anything like that to the side. I did like a bob side view, and then we did like this wavy hair I need to work on. Now this was for one of my mods on Twitch. It was his birthday, so I thought, well, let's do this. It was his 28th birthday, so as you can see, we got like some things here. He likes candy. I tried to play on the word because his Twitch name has boss in it, so we played with boss baby with a strap. That's an inside joke, by the way, guys. Okay, so yeah, don't take that the wrong way. And then I did one from another mod on my Twitch. He's the bread man, so we call him he's Baguette, but we call him bread man, like as a nickname. And I like talk about 10% off sale, and like I just made like a cat girl. This is my own cat girl kind of drawing. I tried to use the hair as like the style I used to have when I was a child. It was like a little bob haircut, so I tried to put that in there. I love cats, so obviously I have cat ears here, but I think one of the ears went a bit, yeah, one was a bit long and one was a bit off. So I tried two different styles of ears there. So yeah, if I was to redraw this, I would probably pick one of the ear, either or, and make that on both sides. But yeah, we were just playing with little bread kind of designs and stuff, and pies and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. I actually enjoyed this page, these two pages, as you can tell. I felt like I had more fun when I was doing these. I think that was one of my good days. And then I decided to do bird drawings. So we're kind of trying to draw the base lines here. It's kind of difficult, really. It was difficult without looking at a reference. So that was kind of hard. But then when I tried to draw again with the facial features and stuff, just felt like the head shape was not right there. So I drew him again, and we got this little bird. I actually like the way his face looks on this one, but I think the body could be a bit more work on that. But I love the way the face turned out on that. So this is just me shading with my Cool Rays, rubbing out again lines, and then just, yeah, working it over it again. Here I just randomly just drew a person. I was like thinking, you know what, let's just draw a female character. I was drawing animals and I was just like, no, I can't. So I decided I wanted to go back to do a character again. So I like this character, the way I got some hair and flowers in her hair and hair waves. I'm liking, it's like a side pose. I'll probably work on that pose a bit more. But I'm liking the face and everything. And then I like the way the hair's covering her eyes so that she hasn't got the second eye showing. So that's a good way. If you don't want to draw two eyes, just draw like some hair over it and then it'll just cover it. Yeah. I was doing this little witchy kind of design because at the time I was like, I'm into like there's so many clothes on the market right now with stars on, and I love stars and that design and stuff. So I did like a net kind of design on a bikini. She's like a witchy kind of cat-eared character. So I like the way she came out, and then she came out there and we got a little like paw print for her hat. So I might make her into a character. So I'm not sure what I'm going to name her yet. We haven't decided yet, but I like the look of her. A little bell around her neck. If you come to my Twitch, guys, the link is down below in my description, so do check it out. When I'm not usually on YouTube, I'm definitely on Twitch, so check me out. And I use a kitty bell, so that's what that bell is a reference to, so just to let you know. And then we tried to draw a bell on a little mouse. I think at the time the game had already come out, the rat game I loved, which is A Plague's Tale. I haven't got the second one yet, but yeah, I just kind of did like a little mousey or rat just to emphasize that. And I quite like the way he turned out, so he's kind of a little cute little fella. This one is something I'm going to be doing a stream on, so these are little ideas, like sketch ideas. I had some requests from my Twitch viewers to draw something live on stream, so these will be just like line arts I will be doing. So this was just like a little rough kind of, yeah, ideas page from me personally. And then I did this. I came back to this yesterday and just messed with the hair again. I didn't like the way her hair came out on her forehead, and she just doesn't look right to me. Her body is quite thin, and then her face I feel like is quite big. I don't know if I need to shrink down the proportions a little, but I could always play with that. And I was trying to use like a corset thing design going on her, but it was just, it was what it was. And I was trying to practice some noses, different types of noses. I think I threw a cat nose in there. Up there, yeah. We did like ears, lips as well. So I was just practicing little mini kind of ideas just to give me a reference to come back to, and I was liking that because that was kind of fun just to do certain features. Then I decided to do a fox. I just came up with a fox idea. Let's try that. I think I used one of these ideas in one of my Scroll Box previous boxing. So yeah, if you want to check that video, I was trying to draw this design, but it just didn't turn out right with the art materials that we were using. And then we're just basically working on features, eyes, paws, like the nose, mouth, and then how the fur would lay. So that was kind of good. That was fun. Then I went back to like drawing eyes. So we got like a whole bunch of different eyes here. We've got like some kind of animal-y kind of eyes here, like fox eyes, like, you know, those kitsu eyes and stuff like that. I was trying to play around with that. We had like some cartoon manga style eyes. Just try to draw them on different angles as well, just to get me used to proportions and stuff. But the eyebrows sometimes weren't matching up. I was trying so hard to like make them like match. But eyebrows, if you look at people's faces, are not exactly the same. So yeah, it's okay for them to be a bit off, all right? They're not twins. And this page was my favorite, right? Because I first started off with doing this tiger kind of print, and it just wasn't looking the way I wanted. So I thought, you know what, we just did a practice, we'll try again over here. So I did like a mini version, and I just loved how he turned out. So this guy is my little tiger. I'm possibly going to make him into something. So yeah, keep an eye out. He's going to be like a little either sticker, or I will also make him an emote maybe on my stream, my Twitch stream. So yes, do check that out. And then I just tried to draw like a character with little tiger ears. It didn't turn out well, but the features are kind of there. I could always work on that if I want to, but I love this one. This one's my favorite. So basically here what I did was, instead of using the orange color rays, I think I decided that I wanted to use two tones. So I used the base as orange and then went back in with red, and I kind of blended it, and it kind of gave this beautiful kind of shaded effect, which I was kind of looking for, and it was nice. It was nice. This day I was having an off day. So I was trying to draw someone crying. I just don't think the face on look just didn't look right, didn't do it justice, and I just didn't like the hair, the way it was laying. When I did the sideways angle, that was somewhat better, but I feel like the proportion on the shoulders might need to be a bit wider maybe, and yeah, just to go match with the head. So yeah, that was that. Then I was doing, next day I was trying to do female figures, so I was just basically laying down the shapes you would use for the female figure. And then I think I started trying to make it look a bit muscly, which is probably not a good idea. One of the arms does look a bit wider than the other, I think. And the hands, I was having an issue with this hand, but this hand was okay-ish. Yeah, that was that. And then I tried to do male, and that just turned out very amusing. I was trying to not do this, trying to do this from memory, not even thinking about, yeah, not even having a reference picture in front of me or anything like that, just trying to make something as I would think a muscle person would look, but that's kind of all wrong. The proportions are wrong. Don't copy this, but yeah, that was just one of my mistakes. I wanted to leave it in there because I want to be able to judge myself on what's right and what's wrong. And then I looked at a reference picture, and then I think I did far more better on this one, and I'm liking the way his six-pack is and his muscles, and I'm liking it. Yeah, we did some facial features for him as well. So men usually tend to have low brows, and eyes aren't quite ovalish. They're more like flat on the top because your eyebrow line is lower, and then they have more of a Adam's apple. Their shoulders are different, and the body shape is a bit different, as well as by the hips and the and the waist. So, and the lips tend to not be so big, but it depends. If you want to give him nice big lips, that's up to you. Then I think I drew Nilu. First I drew Nilu. I liked the way her pose was in that. And then I tried to do a different kind of pose with her arms on her waist. I think I was more of a gentler approach on her face and all the features. So I just quite penciled that lightly in. But I felt like I went back on this one a lot more. So I liked the way this one came out. So I might make this into something afterwards as well, because I'm liking how that turns out. So if you watch me playing Genshin, I play Genshin a lot. I've got most of the characters on Genshin. So yeah, please check me out if you are Genshin fellow player. I think I've reached AR 59 today on it. So yeah, we're close to being AR 60 on that. And then I was trying to draw feet, like I was talking about the bump. I just put a little bump in there. You see that little bump there? That's like my toe. That's how my foot looks, okay? Don't judge it. I like that bump. I've named my bump. No, I haven't named the bump. Okay, all right. Anyways, we've got like a toes here as well, and we got shoes. I like this high heel, so I wanted to put these in, and then try to draw like a base of the foot. Did some cat feet as well, like random cat feet. I wasn't looking at references, just basically from memory. So that was interesting how that turned out. I probably would work on it a bit more, but you can tell. You can tell the drawings that don't look like they've got too much time put in it. I didn't think about it too much. And then here I was trying to do like a realistic kind of drawing. I was looking at a reference picture, but then I just felt like it was getting a bit, I don't know, wrong. And then I was rubbing out or raising out her face because the side eye I just couldn't get right. And it just was frustrating me so much to the point I was like, no, you know what, I give up. So I would have to work on that a bit more. And then I tried to make like another drawing of a cartoony kind of, but her hair, I just don't know if I made it right or not, but it works for now. It was a rough drawing. And this day, I was loving it. This is my favorite character. We named her Zoe as well. I just love the way this came out. I was using my purple glitter rays. I was doing some henna design because I'm known for doing henna designs as well. So I haven't done henna designs on my YouTube for a while. I might come back and do that at some point. But yeah, I just wanted a henna design. We named it Zoe. We kind of had it like head-on looking. Her hair's kind of like a bit wavy. And then I'm liking that. I'm going to make that into a character. So that's one of my OCs. And then we did like a makeup and a nose feature a bit close up. So it just gives me an idea what she looks like close up on her eyes. Then I made Zoe in a cowgirl kind of outfit with a star. Again, the star, I'm telling you, I'm just loving stars right now, right? So everything that's got stars in it. And what it is just barely covering her breast there. So obviously there is a gap there, right? So it's still decent. And we got some rope here, we got the jeans, she's holding on to that. So basically I just wanted to get rid of that arm in the back, the other arm, so I didn't really want to draw that, so it's in the back somewhere. And then we got like that. That's kind of nice. I like how these turned out as well. This one was my favorite. You could tell I just love these pages, so yes. Then we drew Alice. was having like this Alice in Wonder theme kind of going on. So we got like a teacup. I wanted to make a teacup for her her earrings, but we decided not to because it was just such a tiny space trying to draw a teacup and that. So I made like little bear earrings instead and put some star tattoos on her, yes. And a little choker and got some bow in her hair and just nice wavy locks. So I quite like the way that turned out. Oh, it's a redraw. Actually, I just wrote that here. It's a redraw of a notebook I have character. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere okay. And I redrew it, and yeah, I made it more matured because in that drawing, I think she had more of a manga kind of big eyes, and it just didn't look right for me. But I've named it Alice, and we made a better character of it. Now the next character, I'm going to cover this side for a moment. I was trying to make a male character again, kind of give him like this kind of high nose and all that. This is my favorite one, as you can tell. But then when I was trying to do a side view, it was disaster. Yes, he just turned out looking like a mess. I don't know what it was. Named him Kit, but I just feel like I'm not a fan of how that was positioned. His hair was a bit better, I think, but just I was erasing so much and I was building so much pencil on that to the point it was just, I don't think the paper could take anymore. So I decided to stop. I think I prefer the way this feature is. I feel like turning his head, I need to work on proportions again. I just feel like I squished everything down. When you look at here, he's got a bit of a jawline, so I need that jawline to be quite largish. And then put his mouth down here, nose a bit about here maybe, eyes a bit around there. So yeah, I kind of just left his forehead a little bit out because he needs to have a bit of a forehead as well there. So yeah, that was bad. I think head on was better of that one. And then next time I was drawing this character. She's got like this kind of, she's in the underwear. It's got like all straps of buckles, and I just was playing around with that. I was playing with the hand feature there. I don't know if her hand looks quite big on her, but yeah, I was trying to work on her hair as well. First I made it was a bit too high and I just didn't like that, so I kind of put that down a bit. I could possibly ink these at some point and make something out of them, but yeah, I haven't named her. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna name her. And then I was drawing cats again. I was looking at reference pictures. I did the first one. I tried to make it more cartoony with the eyes, but I think if I made it a bit more realistic, like this one, a bit more realistic on the face features, it would look more cutesy. But it's fine. I just wanted to play around with it and the poses. Like cats have different poses, man. And then I had I was drawing flowers and I just didn't like it. I think I didn't draw this first. I did this one first. I did Jasmine first, and then I just was trying to work on making her features here. Then I drew her again with okay, don't mind the green pencil. I think it transferred from the other side. Yeah, okay, there we go. So I was trying to make her more like an adult-ish kind of version here. So we gave her a different kind of, we got a jasmine flower in her hair. So I was playing with flowers here. And that's when I came back over here to draw some flowers. I did a hibiscus, I did a rose, but the rose just kind of grew and I don't know if I liked it. And then drew another rose down here quite for that one. So yeah, I was just messing around with stuff and did some butterflies in the background here. And then we're coming towards the end now, guys, nearly. This one was a no-no, as you can see. I wrote no. We named a cat. I was trying to make little like plaits on both sides, but then I decided I didn't like how it was looking. So then I drew her again a bit smaller with like this top with the rouging on it. Made like a side chunky plait with some hair, just strands coming off, put some little cat ears on. It's like a headband, it's not actual ears, so she's got actual ears here. And yeah, that was cat there. I think I like this one better. Then I was trying to work on the female body features. This was a reference picture I was looking at, and she looked like a freaking horseman, right? Because her muscles were really crazy, okay? I didn't emphasize the muscles too much in the shoulders, but she had more muscles, I feel. I was trying to give her a six-pack, but I just feel like the angle was just not working for me, and yeah, I tried to draw her. She didn't, there weren't, in the pic photo, there wasn't anything below here, so it was basically up to there. So I had to try and give her legs, like how I presume. I think I just made this one a bit too thin and that one a bit too wide, so I don't know. I didn't like the way this arm was placing. So I think at the end I started rushing because I knew the sketchbook was about to end and I was like really fast at trying to finish it. And then this was the last page, guys. I was trying to do some kind of like an elf kind of girl. I was liking the hair, but then her body feature was just messing up. So then I decided to do like a little reference picture of how I place everything. I'm preferring this pose, so I will probably draw a character. We haven't named her. We'll think of a name for her. And I finished this on the 5th of November 2022, guys. So I just wrote that there so I know from my personal thing how long it took me to make or finish the sketchbook. I didn't do much more in here. And it was fun. Yes, it was fun. And that was my sketchbook tour for October 2022. I am going to be starting a new sketchbook soon, and this is going to be a bigger sketchbook, so there's going to be more space on the page to fill, so it should take me longer to fill, hopefully. This is like a tiny page, so this is like, I don't know how I would name this size. Does it tell us what size it is? Let me have a look. So the format is, if in centimeters, it's basically 17 by 11 centimeters. Yeah, so we have 48 pages. I think I teared a couple of pages out, so maybe I have about 46 actually, yeah, because I did tear out a few papers just to test them out, the paper and what it was like, and yeah, so that's why. And this was made in France. See there? So yeah, I think this sketchbook was good for pencils. It wasn't good for water, laying out some of water, so I would say markers and pencils, common pencils. This sketchbook probably would be ideal for that. So it's basically a test out of the sketchbook and a tour of my sketchbook. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this, and it was interesting. We had some off days and good days, but it's good because in sketchbook you can do whatever you want to do. You can practice whatever you want to try out, and then if you want to commit to it, you can commit to it afterwards. Like get a nice piece of paper, redraw the design. You can also use a light box and redraw it. There's so many different ideas. You could even print it digitally and then post it on, print it out and then use the light box. So yeah. So yeah, we'll be starting a new sketchbook soon, and thanks for coming by, guys. Please check out the about section, has all the socials in there, or should we say my description box has all the socials, and hit that like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think. Do you like these kind of videos? If not, tell me what kind of videos you like so I can start making them, and I will see you. Bye.